stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need pre-wishes. Stay-at-home Disney dad.
Alright, I know nothing about Recess or the characters or the show or the franchise, so this is my first taste of Recess. I'm dipping my toe in Recess. Right now I'm feeling like right before I press play on the Doug movie or that other movie where the boy turns into a dog, although I pray after this is over I don't feel the way I did when those movies ended. Those movies were like ham on Christmas, you know, they're terrible. Okay, we press play. Ad for the Princess Diaries. Okay, it's in the bin. Ad for that, it's the Weird Shadows. The characters are hyping the Snowed In at the House of Mouse, which was a great movie. Ad for Santa Who. Ad for another Recess movie. They save summer vacation. It's called Recess School's Out. Recess School's Out. Do you think it's like Degrassi School's Out and ends with Wheels getting a DUI and Joey spending all summer dating Caitlin and Tessa Campanelli. Greatest moment in Canadian TV history. Right there. Look it up. Okay, Recess Christmas, Miracle on 3rd Street. We get a weird Vincent Price voiceover. I'm very confused. It's like a Halloween delivery voiceover over a montage of school being let out for Christmas break and all the kids are playing in the snow. This teacher, look at her. She's like the same teacher in voice as in Frosty Returns. Like, for real, I swear, any second she's gonna bust out the summer wheeze. These 3 teachers carpool home on the last day of school before Christmas, and 2 of them hate kids, and 1 has a heart of gold. They talk about some kid named Detwilder, and how he's the worst. And the nice teacher's like, if he's so terrible, why did you make him principal for a day? The 2 mean teachers snicker to each other. It was part of an evil plan. We go into a flashback. They're playing baseball and this kid, Detwilder, gets blamed for a broken window. They make him sign some sort of permanent record like the principal does and it goes in this permanent file. And then the principal and the summer wheeze lady scheme about making this kid principal for a day, thinking that will mold him into a star student. They plan to make him win. TJ Detwilder wins and I'm bored. My daughter's bored. He rallies the masses and he tells them he's a principal from the kids, by the kids, and for the kids. He kicks the real principal out of his principal chair and does the morning announcements, and apparently anything he says goes, so he makes a bunch of rules like pizza for lunch and all you can eat cookies, and then drops the bombshell, all day recess. Everyone cheers. The principal says he could actually make a great principal one day, but then some kid breaks one of his rules, and TJ, principal kid, can't be chummy with this guy. He's like, no, I'm sorry, I have to give you detention. I can't not punish you and have everyone else thinking it's okay to break what few rules I have. The real principal is like, yeah, that sucks when you have to, and JT is like, no, I loved it. Now he's getting drunk with power, and he ends all day recess. It's over, he cuts it, he sends everyone back to class. The kids are slowly turning on him. Why is this on a Christmas movie? The real principal gives him a suit, just like his, and now he looks and stands like the real principal. It's like a mini-me principal. He's all business now. Not sure what the lesson here is, folks. Kids suck. Being in charge sucks. I'd agree with both of those. JT is a lunatic now. He makes some kid sign a paper that goes into the permanent records of the Prickly files, as Principal Prickly calls them. And then JT has this moment of clarity and he sees himself in that kid as he signs his name to the permanent record for him. And what he just did like a few hours ago, and although it's only, or a few weeks ago, it's only been like 3 minutes, he remembers his old self and how he's lost his way. He orders his 5 friends to come to the office. He starts into them, but it's going to be like a Scrooge at the Cratchit house on Christmas morning swerve, isn't it? He calls an assembly then, and the mean teachers figure this is going to be a mass punishment for the whole school, but instead a bunch of trucks pull up, and it's free ice cream and hot dogs for everyone. Swerve! He disobeys the grown-ups, and they can't believe it. We come out of the flashback. Is that all this is going to be? a wraparound story to old episodes that, well, I mean, I've never seen, so they might be new episodes. I don't know. The car then gets hit with a snowball on the windshield and it swerves and they hit a snowbank and now they have to try to rock the car to get it unstuck. That makes no sense to anyone who doesn't live in snow. Principal is blaming the kids, but they're in the middle of nowhere and he's like, who threw the snowball then? This guy's actually insane and paranoid. They try to get the car out. We go to a Thanksgiving flashback now and I'm so bored. I'm sorry. There's a Thanksgiving can drive. Winner gets a turkey feast. The gang wants to drop out because there's too much work. But this one kid here gives a Braveheart speech and is like, it's not about winning, it's about helping the poor and the handicapped. Quote, hashtag 2001, 22 years ago, folks. Suddenly the Ashleys, the girls that win the can drive every year, talk smack to the kid who didn't want to drop out, like the Braveheart speech kid. And then all his friends are like, you Ashleys, you're gonna go down, and they rally together and they collect 1 million of cans, but the Ashleys keep getting more cans, and the Braveheart kid is like, it's okay, we're all getting lots of cans for the people, but that's not good enough. That's not why his friends are there. The rest of the gang keep asking people to help them just to beat the Ashleys, and everyone bands together because the Ashleys suck and the Ashleys, and everyone hates them, but in the end, they stack up both like piles of cans and the teachers count them and it's a dead tie. Everyone is angry. This grown-up is like, oh, I have an extra can in my purse. And the kids mob her and it's a pull apart. They're all trying to get the one can to win. Braveheart kid gives another Braveheart speech, but they ignore him. They keep trying to wrestle the can away from the grown-up. Then it falls and it rolls into the pyramid of cans and all the food and cans fall and smashes and all the food's gone. Braveheart's upset. The gang and the gang of Ashleys are all sad. Braveheart comes to school the next day and he's like, where is everyone? Then the kids arrive late and surprise, all the grown-ups arrive. They have asked people outside the city, the people they haven't drained from cans yet, for cans. People like the Diggers Society and someone's cousins and...
There's a whole convention of swingers in town. There's a whole convention of swingers in town. There's a whole convention of swingers in town. Swingers in town. Swingers in town.
It ends when they announce the holiday toy drive starts on Monday. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Back out of the flashback, the car is stuck, so the principal walks to get help in the cold. And the nice teacher tells Summer Weeze that she and the principal actually secretly like the kids, don't they? And she's like, no! But one time I had to babysit Spinelli and something happened. We go into our third flashback. And inside this flashback, we get a flashback within the flashback when Spinelli was shopping in the supermarket with her parents and they ran into this mean teacher. They go out of the flashback, then back in. Miss Finster is friends with her parents apparently, and there's some event her parents want to go to, but they can't because there's a babysitters convention going on, so there's no babysitters available. And Miss Finster offers and the parents accept. Spinelli can't believe it, and Finster picks her up after school the next day and takes her to her apartment. And I think we're to flash forward within the flashback. They listen to the radio in Finster's car and she says, everyone likes the oldies, and the kid says, actually I like the newies, which is, that's good, that's money. They go to Finster's apartment, they watch McManus Vigilanti Veterinarian, and that's also funny. Finster is worried she's old and not fun anymore. This is the greatest Christmas tape ever. I wish the bell would ring and I'd get to take a recess. From the Recess movie. Don't laugh at that. To show her that she's still fun, Finster puts on a grass skirt and a coconut bra and dances and... Okay, I will say it. This tape was a gift, and this is the exact scene that the tape was stopped at. Like, I popped it in, and this is where it started, so I had to hit rewind, and it rewound 40 minutes, and then when the old lady was dancing in her coconut bra, the timer hit 0. So either that scene made the former owner and giver of the tape to me turn it off at this point, or else this is the part they watched over and over and over for some reason. Anyway, she takes the kid back to school the next day and has to immediately act mean again, because she's authority. Out of the flashback, the principal returns to the car, cold and without help. The three cuddle in the car and accept their deaths, I guess. The peppy teacher says even if they die or whatever, this was a great week, and we go to a Christmas pageant flashback that she has nothing to do with. It's still hot outside, there's no snow, but the school custodian says it's gonna snow while the girls work on their tans in the yard. It hasn't snowed in like 100 years here or something, I don't know. Yet the characters like wear jackets and one wears a toque all the time. Everyone is auditioning for the pageant. A Hollywood producer shows up and he's looking for like a school gym to use for his show. I guess they're doing that, like going live from different locations around the world some night. And he's looking for just like a typical elementary school pageant to broadcast part of from this area of the United States. The principal tries to get that Braveheart kid to sing because he's a good singer, and he sings ho 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 for the Hollywood guy, and the Hollywood guy's like, yes, that's my Santa, this is the school play, I'm gonna broadcast. The singer says he wants to invite the real Santa and asks if anyone knows the North Pole zip code, and some bully says, "That's easy, it's 000, just like you." And all the kids tell him no one believes in Santa anymore. My daughter looks over at me, she's 8. I have no idea what she believes or not. I think she's in that weird area where she knows it's not on the level but doesn't know what's on the other side of saying something like that aloud, you know, like, do the stockings stop once we talk about this? Anyhow, the tape is glitching like crazy now, but basically this kid is trying to show everyone that no, Santa is real, they're wrong, but he keeps failing. They go to the mall, Santa, and his beard comes off. They go to a parade, and before the Santa float comes, they're like, "Hey, there's the weather lady from the news." And I don't know why that made me laugh out loud real hard, but it did. Why are news people in parades? They're always in parades. It took the Recess Gang in 2001 to really make me think about how that's kind of, I don't know, whack? Is that a 2001 word? After a bunch of hijinks, Mickey breaks and accepts that, yeah, you're right, there is no Santa Claus. He's wrong. You know, he's not going to play a faker in the school play. He's out. Mickey's walking. So he's walking through the streets all sad, all droopy dog. Xmas displays are making him sad. Mickey runs into some wise old African American who tells him Santa can exist in your heart, even if you can't see him. Back at the school, it's Dick Clark hosting the live TV event. I think that's really Dick Clark's voice. That's wonderful. Oh, rest in peace. He pitches it to the principal and the school. They're live. They're broadcasting around the world as the kids sing and dance on the stage. It's supposed to build towards Mickey coming out as Santa and singing, but he's not there. They do it anyway. His replacement Santa walks out and he can't sing, and he sees the crowd and he gets dizzy and faints from stage fright, but just in the nick of time, Mickey comes in. He changes his mind, saves the day, and he sings White Christmas for the world. This is good. He sings, it snows. The Last Christmas short, this one, has almost a passable amount of charm, but for some reason I'm just like drowning in a crazy amount of Christmas cheer this year, so this movie gets a pass. Barely a pass, but apparently I'm a huge sucker for Christmas movies right now. Even with the characters and the weird downer plot and the glitchy tape, this last one was almost kind of fun. The kids run out into the snow and the wise old African American shows up and he tells Mikey he did great. And he's like, "Hey, how did you know my name?" And he's like, "You invited me." And he walks off and disappears into the blizzard. And all the kids are like, "Oh my God, was that Santa?" But come on, there's no way this guy could be Santa. Come on, he's... Oh, no. What? No, no. He's not rocking a sick white beard. Come on, what did you think I was gonna say? Wow. Wow, that's on you. That's on all of you. That was not me. That's on you. Terrible. They come out of the flashback, and guess what? The kids show up and push the teachers out of the car, out of the snowbank, and we go to credits. Okay, Dick Clark was Dick Clark, and James Earl Jones was Santa. That's wonderful. James Earl Jones would be a great Santa, even if James Earl Jones... Come on!
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance